Okay, so someone read the focus question, investigation 2, number 3.
How can we model how genetic information passes from generation to generation?
All right, and so what are some things you said?
We can model how genetic information passes from generation to generation with a Punnett square.
Keep going.
This keeps track of genotypes and phenotypes.
Good. So using a Punnett square, and we're going to get to that, might be a good way to track that so we can keep the genotype straight. That's not a Punnett square, just so we're clear. Yeah. This is a diagram. This is a model. Like, we can use this model too. Other possible solutions, or did you all write that?
Yeah.
I think we all
genotype is like the dominant answer, but I don't know.
Right? Genotype is what the alleles are.
Okay. And then the phenotype is like the photo or like what it looks like.
Yeah, the looks. Yep, or how it acts. Or
the genotype makes your phenotype.
Yep.
Yeah.
But sometimes we can tell the genotype from the phenotype. All right, and that's what we're going to do today with the Larkies. Right?
What are we gonna do?
Yeah, we're going to breed Larkies today.
I've been waiting for this.
Breed Larkies. All right, so yesterday we looked at the male and female Larky, and we pointed out, we predicted their genotypes, right, from their phenotypes. So we looked at the pictures of them, which I'm going to pull up on the screen.
Is this all?
And you absent people, I will send you, I will send you this image in the email so you can compare it to and follow along with us. So we have the female and the male, and this is the female's genotype and the male's genotype. We said yesterday, based on dominant traits, okay, like short legs is a dominant trait. And so we said it could either be this or the other thing. Use vocab. So short legs is dominant, and her genotype could either be what or what?
Homozygous dominant or heterozygous dominant genotype.
Yeah, okay. And so that goes for this trait and this trait. The eye color is red, so it could be either of those. And the male, the fur pattern or the tail. So in this exercise, they've given us the genotypes. Okay, they said it's not heterozygous for this. It's this, so they've just laid it out for us. What do you notice about both parents?
None of them have the heterozygous.
Exactly. None of them are heterozygous.
So we could have a heterozygous. No, we couldn't.
That's a great question, and we're going to find out. Okay, so you do know it gets one allele from mom and one allele from dad, and so we'll watch the simulation, and we'll figure out how their genotypes come together. Okay? So, when we get to it, we will be signing into FOSWEB, and you will go to the lizard. Close. You will go to the lizard, and then you will go to, under multimedia, the first one. So it is a model for predicting genetic variations. You go to that, and it looks like this.
Oh. They're off to win. No, they're off to go to bed.
I feel like this just kind of borders on inappropriateness. The two little Larkies frolicking and little hearts by them, but whatever. All right, so the first thing we will do is we will breed the parents. Okay, so these parents are exactly the same as the Larkies that we looked at, as these. Okay, they're just different color, right? So a little fancier, right? And so you can see she's spotted, he's striped, red eyes, gray eyes, short, long, skinny, bushy tail. So those are our features, right? And so I'm going to flip back to this image of the genotypes. Memorize this. Take a snap in your brain. You good? Okay, and we're going to fill this out together. So, appendage. Use vocab.
Homozygous dominant.
Homozygous dominant. How about I?
Homozygous dominant.
Fur?
Heterozygous. No, homozygous recessive.
Good, because they're the same. Tail?
Homozygous recessive.
Good. Okay, now for the male, the appendages.
Homozygous recessive.
And the eyes?
Homozygous recessive.
And the fur?
Homozygous dominant.
And the tail?
Homozygous dominant.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so it asks you to check the alleles. Correct. Good job. Okay.
Thanks, Mila. Good job.
All right. So now it wants us to create the female sperm or the female egg and the male sperm. And so the way this works is females, you're born with a certain amount of eggs. And within each of these eggs, that's your sex cell. It has one chromosome with your genetics in order to be paired with one chromosome from the male sperm. And that selection is just a random selection, okay? It just happens that, it could pick from the left or it could pick from the right, okay? So each egg is an individual, a different combination of traits, and each sperm is a different combination of traits as well, different alleles, okay? And so one egg could be from the left, and then the other egg could all be from the right, or it could be this one from the left and this one from the right. Get it? Mm-hmm. It's random. But the way they set up this simulation was they're all homozygous. So they're all going to, even though it says random, they're all going to be, there's only one choice because it's the same. Okay? So we can watch this and see it says random selection. So it pulls both the alleles and then it sorts them randomly. Okay, and because they are the same alleles, they're homozygous, it ends up,
breed.
Yeah, okay. So now we have the male and the female, and we're going to breed our Larkies, okay, and it wants us to figure out what the traits will be for each feature. So what we do is we look at, from the female, she will give a capital A, the dominant trait, and the male will give the recessive allele. And so what's our genotype going to be?
Heterozygous.
It will be heterozygous. How about the eyes?
Heterozygous.
Heterozygous dominant. Okay, I want to go back to phenotype. For appendage, if we have a heterozygous, what will the phenotype be?
Sure.
Because that's the dominant, right?
Yes.
All right, so for the eye color, it's heterozygous. It will be red because that's the dominant, and the dominant will hide the recessive. Okay? Now, fur, like I said yesterday, is a little different. It's a little weird, okay? So fur, we will follow this code. And so what will the genotype be?
Heterozygous dominant.
Okay, and this is a good time to talk about little f and big F, okay? Scientists use this code, and it is like another language, like a computer language, a computer code, or French or Spanish, okay? And there are certain rules that they follow when they write the code and when they read the code. And one of the rules is that the first letter, if there's a dominant trait, the first letter will be written capital letter, lowercase letter. Okay, it's just the way they do it. Not that it's going to be different if the little f comes first and the big F comes second. There's no difference. It would still be heterozygous because the two alleles are different. But you will always see it written by scientists with the capital letter first. Okay? And that's just so we can make reading the code a little easier for us. Now, what will the phenotype be? What does it say over here?
Solid.
It will be solid. And then what will the tail genotype be?
Heterozygous dominant.
Heterozygous, and the trait, the phenotype?
Bushy tail.
Bushy tail. So we can check our answers, and voila, there he is.
Oh, he's cute.
Hi.
I just wish he didn't have red eyes.
I don't think they're cute. I think they're kind of creepy. Imagine if we were to build a model of this. It would be this big with red eyes and fur. And
Oh!
the teeth are like.
I never thought of how big they are.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this guy, this will be the first offspring of this parent, and it's a male. So something that I need to make you aware of, they refer here as F1. The next thing we will do is the female F1 offspring. But this guy is a male, and he is from F1. So I want to explain what the F means. And so somewhere in your lab binder, I want you to write this word equals child, like a vocab word. But filial is Latin. Scientists, who knows? The word filial is Latin. It's F-I-L-I-A-L. And that just means it's the child. And then the numbers below it, so you see F1, F2, and F3, those numbers below it are generations, right? Yeah, so this is filial generation 1, filial generation 2, and filial generation 3. So we'll be looking at 3 generations of Larkey, and we're going to start with the parents, which we will represent with a P.
So, like, if these 2 Larkies, like, they already had one. So if they had another one, it'd still be F1?
Yes.
Yes, but their offspring would be F2 then, right?
Yes, you're right. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you work in partners, please. And you need to be on the same side of the table, and you need to have a computer, just one computer for the 2 of you. And I want you to get here with the first offspring and let me know. Okay, so copy everything that I did and get here. And then I have a paper to give you for that.
Sure. Do we have to be on this table?
No, you can spread out.
Or you want
Do you guys want to form up 3? You're fine to do that. Just sit on the same side of the table. Hey, Peyton, why don't you guys come here? Cece, put your computer in the middle. Slide the chairs over.
We could use mine.
All right, so you're going to go to Fosweb, the one with the lizard. And then under multimedia, it'll be the first one. Oh.
Not that one. Okay. No, it was right there. Mine. Larkey. Oh. Hers is different.
Punnett square.
Not the pun. I don't know. What's it called? Predicting genetic. Nope. Told you.
There's no one.
Is it called the Larkey Punnett Square, or what is it called? Because we don't have the.
There's
the model for predicting.
You just said predicting genetic variation.
Okay, so the appendage would be and then it'd be homozygous
There.
recessive. Homozygous recessive, homozygous dominant. Homozygous dominant. Correct. Good job. Okay.
Okay, can you guys talk through what you're doing? So right now, Cece is doing all of the work and all the thinking.
Dominant, heterozygous, dominant,
Have a conversation
heterozygous,
about what
dominant,
the genotype is going to be, and then the
and then
phenotype.
the phenotype would be short, and then be red, and then it'd be solid, and then it'd be bushy. Check. Yay.
All right, so you guys are there?
Mhm.
Okay. Just look over this sheet, see if you can decipher it, but don't do anything yet.
Oh, it's the is the pattern, and then this would be the offspring, and then these three are just the offspring. Because these are the parents. This is the child, and then this would be the female F1, and then this would be the second F1 male. And then, no, this would be the immigrant male. It'd be the one that the female bred with. So then these would be their offspring, and then this would be the male that bred with the female of that one, and then that's their offspring. Yes.
Done? That's your male, F1, right? All set? Okay. So let's go over this Larkey breeding record, which is a worksheet. And I will make sure that you guys get that worksheet. I'll either post it, attach it to the email, or send you an image for it. So, at the top are the parents, and those are the same parents that you see here. Female is spotted, short legs, red eyes, skinny tail, and the male is striped, gray eyes, long legs, and a bushy tail. And you can see the gray pattern below it swiping down to their two offspring. And so that's F1, filial first generation. They will have a male and a female, okay? And so what I'd like you to do now is I want you to copy the genotype for F1 male, and then draw the appendages and the tail, color in the eye, so you can use colored pencils. You might find some on your table. And then shade it all in with your pencil lightly, the fur pattern, okay? And it doesn't have to be like perfect or exact, but this guy, what is his fur pattern? What's the phenotype?
Solid.
It's a solid, so just lightly shade in with gray. So you just need the red and the gray. So go ahead and do that now, please.
So genotype B.
And then let me know when you're done. We need to have a conversation.
Heterozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant. Yeah, she did it.
They're all heterozygous. So, when it has does it these
Okay. Wait. I didn't have a long bush.
Y'all do better bushy tails than I do. Mine looks like a cloud stuck on the end of the butt. Okay, so now that you're all there, almost there, let's talk about a prediction for the sister. So F1 female, what do you think she's going to look like? What will her genotype be? Think about it for just a second. And so what are your thoughts?
Heterozygous dominant for all.
For all?
the same exact as
Yeah.
the male, because there's no other way.
Okay, great. So here you will do next, create female offspring. But there's a problem, okay? What's the problem? Oh, no, there's no problem. Go ahead, do this. And then copy the female. And then stop there.
According to Larkey's, it'd be heterozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant, and then heterozygous dominant. It's going to be short, red, solid, bushy.
There we are. Looks just like her brother.
Yeah. Man, all these Larky's kids would just look the exact same.
Those parents' kids would all look exactly the same. Alright, so copy that down here. Maybe there's some advantage to having red eyes, like scares, right? It scares off predators.
Maybe it blocks out sun more.
Oh,
Maybe they can see better at night.
Or less sun more.
Yeah, some good adaptations. Okay, so now that you have these colored in, let's take a look at the order of traits that we have, okay? So what I want you to do is there are 3 groups. Pick one person in your group to raise their hand and show me a number on the fingers. It will either be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, okay? And you're going to raise your hand like this, not like this. Okay, so you're going to raise your hand all the way up and tell me the answer to my question in numbers. So the first question I have is parents. You got 2 Larkies for parents. How many of these 2 Larkies have short legs? Raise your hands. So just one person from each group. Okay, then you're it. And this is not raising your hand. This is raising your hand. Thank you. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 out of this population of Larkies in this class. Okay, how many of the parents have long legs? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. Now, how many of the parents have red eyes? 1, 2, 3? Or was that 1.5?
It was a 1.
Okay. How many of them have gray eyes? 1, 2, 3. Okay. How many of them have striped fur? 1, 2, 3. Are you noticing a pattern? How many of them have solid fur?
Wait, oh. I was thinking of the...
I know, I tricked you. So, hold up your hand. This is the 0. Great. Okay. How many of them have spotted fur of the parents? 1, 2, 3. How many have bushy tails? Tell me.
1, 2, 3.
3. And how many have bare?
3.
Perfect. All right. Now look at F1. Okay. You've got 2 Larkies per group in F1. All right. So tell me for these offspring, how many of them have short legs? 2. 4. 6. All right. How many of them have long legs? 0. How many of them have red eyes? 2, 4, 6. How many of them have gray eyes? None, none, none. How many of them have striped fur? 0. How many of them have solid fur? 2, 4, 6. How many of them have spots? 0. How many of them have bushy tails?
2, 6.
6. Yep. And how many of them have bare tails?
0.
0. Ta-da! Okay, let's see if we can get a. Oh, I think it flips it around. Sorry if this is backwards. I hope you can read numbers backwards. All right. I can. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Okay. So, interesting.
If those were 1s instead of 6s, then it could be the one kind of code.
Yeah. It would be the kind of code. There's a lot of similarities in how we decided to do our computer programming and how our genetic code is. So now, what I want you to do, oh, I'm behind because I didn't do this. Okay, help me out. Female offspring.
Heterozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant,
Phenotype,
short, red, solid,
bushy tail. You're right. Back to menu. Now we're going to breed our F1 generation, but we've got a problem.
We need an immigrant.
We need an immigrant. An immigrant male. Okay, hands off the computers for just a second. So the deal is, if there is a circumstance where male and female are too closely related, it messes with the genetics.
Team sex.
Yes, so the chromosomes don't match up correctly, and things are just a little off, and that can result in deformities, or it doesn't work. Like it doesn't turn into a baby. It won't allow you to. So here's the deal. We're going to immigrate in a male from a different yammer. Okay, so from a different group, and we will breed him with the female F1. Cool. Now it just so happens that the one that immigrates in is the same genetic code as female F1 and male F1, but it is not the brother. Clear? So his genotype is the same as the brother and the sister, but he's from a different yammer. So you can go ahead and enter his stuff in and begin. There we go.
Rude.
Yep.
I'll put these in. I'm running my genetics. Heterozygous. Correct. Good job. Can we keep going?
Yep.
I think I'm making the leg shorter every time that I do this.
Recessive.
And the tissue is less fluffy. Oh wait, no, the first one was
Recessive. 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 So dependent is going to be homozygous dominant. Heterozygous dominant. Homozygous recessive. Homozygous recessive. Which would be short, red, spotted.
Oh yeah.
Bear. Red.
Yeah.
I'm a
homozygous recessive.
T. I shaded it. I got in this tent. We have to go this way.
Look at my guy.
Chickens.
This is male F2.
That was different than ours.
Because
of random.
Because of the random selection. And this is why it sometimes gets confusing, because this guy has gray eyes, and yet his parents have red eyes. What the heck? I thought that was dominant. Both recessive. They both have recessive traits.
They both have a recessive
This
trait.
is how I end up with blue-eyed babies instead of brown.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I learned something. I was really worried when that one came out. And I'm like, oh. What just happened? Were you like, I was. Because I didn't remember this at the time. So there was a point in my schooling where I learned this and then completely forgot it. And I hadn't taught it when I had Emily. So. So your recessive.
What was that?
My recessive is green.
How dare you?
So she has recessive traits. My dad was a recessive trait. I know he did get brown eyes. So he had a blue recessive trait. And so he passed on his brown. Well, not mom gave me the green. He had a blue out. And so I have a brown trait. So that was Emily and Lucy have a blue and a green.
Sorry, I'm making more quick snaps.
I gave them my recessive trait. So yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Nice. Can we keep going to the second offspring?
Well, let's talk about what your Larkies look like.
Lower.
Ready for Ugly Larky?
Okay.
Alright, so this is, look how cute that one is. This is F2 generation.
Oh, it has red eyes. I didn't realize that.
Okay, and so
It's got red eyes.
I won't include mine.
It's got red.
Okay, but we'll go ahead and we'll make an F2.
You got a red eye.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so same person, please. Raise your hand if your Larky has short legs. Oh, you know what? This doesn't work until we do the female. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, do the female.
Doesn't work until
Wait, how do we?
Oh, yeah. Egg
So then you go next, create female F2 offspring.
Oh, this is going to be weird.
So we'll finish F2. Whoa.
Recessive.
It's gonna have long legs.
Ours is gonna have gray
It's gonna
eyes.
have long
Go
legs
be
because
beautiful.
it's homozygous recessive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gonna look so
Homozygous
weird.
recessive. Homozygous recessive.
Homozygous
Homozygous dominant. Heterozygous.
Homozygous.
Long. Gray.
Oh, heterozygous.
Stripes.
Bush bee.
Bear. Ew.
Tails. Heterozygous. Chickens.
Whoa.
Pee.
That's kind of weird. How do we even do the
I
long
did
tails?
it. Right?
The long legs.
Those aren't even.
It's weird that they
It's organic. Farm grown. Wait, so okay.
I'm gonna try copying their tail.
Mine's the exact same thing except for the eyes. This one's got red
Mine
eyes.
is not. Ours is completely
This
different.
one,
Ours is
this one is
not.
the same
Ours is
skinny
not.
girl's
Except
tail.
for the phenotype here is different than the eyes.
Looks like a V.
It's homozygous.
Ours is the same as the parent except for it has long legs.
The
Yeah.
way we drew it, ours looks like a
And
bee.
isn't that funny? Jesus actually came up to me yesterday and he's like, everyone in my family is short except for me.
That's my family.
Yeah, and
That's
he's
true.
like,
Girl,
how
tiny.
does that work? And I was like, somewhere.
Everybody's my family's tall.
Maybe
That's the
perhaps
thing
some
about
generations back. All right.
That's
So now
what
that we
my
have
uncle
this,
is
what are our appendages like? So, of the F2 generations, how many of your offspring have short legs? One, two. So how many offspring have short legs? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 3. How many of your offspring have long legs? 1, 2, 3. How many of your offspring have red eyes? 1,
Oh, that's amazing.
2, 3. So you guys do not have red eyes. Okay, so 3. And how many gray? I'm
Wait,
sorry,
what?
gray eyes. How many
Oh.
gray eyes do you have?
Wait,
So wait,
so-
what?
how?
Wait, what?
Random selection.
But they
You don't
didn't
have
have
it-
either
you don't have
red
any
or
gray.
gray.
You don't have any gray eyes. We just have 2 reds.
So then that
But then it should be 5
That should
red.
be 5.
red. You should have raised your
You mean 4? Can we go back? How many red eyes do you have?
You guys didn't.
You need to raise your
Yeah.
2 red eyes. And you have 2 red eyes?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You didn't get a cute one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5.
Red eyes are cute.
Okay. Your fur. How many are striped? 1, 2, 3. Do you have any striped?
No.
Okay, so 3. And then how many are solid? 0, 0, 0. No solid.
Oh, they
But
should
we
have
gotta-
one solid.
You
had
have
one
a solid.
solid, didn't you?
We have this.
Okay, one solid.
It's shaded in completely.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so 1 solid and how many spots? Oh, we're missing one.
You guys should have one.
Yeah, one spotted.
Okay, so 2. All right. How many bushy tails? So 3 bushy tails. And then do we have 3 bear tails? Show me who's got the bear tails.
You can't
No,
have
no,
three.
count how many tails are skinny. So 3. Okay.
We haven't gotten a rat tail yet. But we've
You
got
didn't get a rat tail?
We got red.
All right.
I think the red tail is cute.
do it
if you draw it in.
So this is what we got now.
You draw it in a different
Again,
way
sorry
than
if
red
it's backwards. So this is our. I need to back up. Sorry, Cadence, I'm going to run into you. Okay, so there's our F1 and F2. That's what we end up with. Yep, bell's going to ring. So we'll pick up here on Monday.